If there's one thing I hate, it has to be ISP provided networking equipment because it is just oftentimes the most pathetic, uncustomizable, shrimp like networking equipment. And to satisfy the thirst of knowledge for a networking mastermind like myself, who is very comfortably on the left side of the bell curve, I've decided to purchase this aoostar N1 Pro mini PC in the hopes that we can do some networking shenanigans and just learn more, experiment, because that's the whole point of home labbing. Boom shakalaka, let's move on. But before we move on, I figured I should give a little bit of background as to my current networking setup. So here, being the network mastermind I have implemented a very strategic double NAT, which is not the result of me accidentally putting my Deco S4 mesh unit into router mode and then setting up Proxmox on that. It is not the result. It is just very strategic, and 99% of people will not understand why I've implemented this very strategic setup. But we're going to describe everything, and this is just going to be the new setup. We're going to have in bridge mode our Cox ISP, and then it's going to be plugged into the mini PC. Mini PC will be plugged into the switch. Deco S4 units around my house will be plugged into the switch too. The Proxmox cluster will be, everything will be in the switch, okay? And that is how it will be, and it will be perfect and the best thing you have ever seen. So I think it is about time that we open this aoostar mini PC, because I've been filming this video for I have 50 retakes at this point. Nothing's gonna be good. Let's just move on, guys. So here we have it. Camera angle's kind of bad because I broke my tripod while trying to fix it. So this is all you guys are gonna get. As for the packaging, very basic. Ooh, I can lower that down actually. Very basic. I scribbled this stuff out. aoostar N1 Pro, N150, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes. That should be plenty. So the main thing we care about here is the actual PC. Oops. It's an actual mini PC. So the packaging, we can just throw that away. We don't really care about it. This is the bread and butter. I'm 8'2", 200 pounds of pure muscle. So this mini PC is actually very small, believe it or not. We have 3 USB ports, power button, display port type C, ding ding. So this is the main reason I bought it. These are Intel based, so not Realtek, so it should work really good for what we have planned for it. Power goes in here, aux. Okay, so without further ado, let's actually turn this thing on. So you might be asking yourself, if this pipsqueak's not going to be using Windows, which is obviously the best operating system of all time, what is he going to be using? And the answer is, we're going to have a 3-way smackdown. Step 1. Grab a Vento USB. Step 2. Download the ISO image from the website. Step 3. Spend 5 minutes trying to figure out how to unzip it and then use this random Linux command. Plug it in and boot. Boom shakalaka. What's up? I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a minute. I spent like an hour configuring it because it wouldn't work. The LAN worked just fine, but the WAN didn't. Turns out when I put my ISP router in bridge mode, it just kind of nuked it. I had to like power cycle it or whatever, and then everything just worked fine. That was pretty dumb, but I'm looking forward to just messing around with it in the future. Let's get into some pros and cons, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, it is pea-sized, it is shrimpy, and it is absolutely jam-packed, full of power for the amount of space it takes up. I mean, this thing is absolutely adorable. Number two, the power consumption. It uses around 11 to 12 watts, which is perfectly reasonable for a router of this caliber, I suppose. Number three, it is absolutely silent. I am using the silent preset, but I cannot hear it. I don't know how someone will be able to hear it, but it is just absolutely silent. And speaking about that, it goes around 55 to 60 degrees Celsius, perfectly reasonable. No worries about overheating here. And it has 2.5 gigabit NICs, which is absolutely unheard of in this price point. It'd be really hard to find something with this amount of value, I suppose. And then speaking about the NICs, let's start talking about some of the cons. The NICs, it only has two of them, which is plenty for me and probably you, but I don't want to assume things. So maybe you need five NICs. I don't know. So if you want to go that far out, there are some alternatives. I could point you in the direction of like a mini Lenovo. You can get like a PC, like a riser or something, and then you can like hook up like a 4 gigabit NIC. It's pretty crazy what some people do, but I'm not that insane. So we're just not gonna, touch that with a 10 feet with a 10-foot stick. And then another thing is that it is just not upgradable in the slightest. You can upgrade the SSD, but like you really don't need to in something like this, especially for a router. RAM's not upgradable, CPU's not upgradable. You're pretty much stuck with what they give you. But if you're gonna use it as a router like I am, it should be plenty as long as the SSD doesn't give out and die. But otherwise than that, I do want to talk about math. So let's get into it for a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna run some quick calculations and see how much this would cost. So if it uses 11 watts, let's just bump it up to 12 because why not? 100% capacity, 24 hours, around six. Like that's around my cost. I live in a state where energy is really cheap, so it might be different for you. We'll run some other numbers in case. These calculates and wow, $18 per year. Smash that like button so I can get monetized and afford this router. Please do that. So I'm gonna run one more. If it costs 24, I think in New York or something it costs 24 cents. So if you do that, it would go 25. It does not cost a lot to run something like this 24/7, and that is also the reason why, side tangent, I used a mini PCs for my Proxmox cluster. It's very power efficient. I'll do a new video on that. Hey, subscribe. So other than that, let's go to the egg segment of this video. Should you do this? I think you could. It's pretty cool. It mainly just depends on you. You can do this. You can go for just a normal router. You can do whatever you want. You can choose not to do this. I don't know. Just do whatever you wanna. Subscribe, hit like, comment down below, do everything. Boom, shakalaka. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this beautiful, beautiful video.